Hey class, we didn't get to finish our Dragon Slayer Academy and I wanted to know what happened. So I thought I'd read the rest of our chapters. So today we're going to read chapter 5. Now remember that we have our two characters, Wiglaf and his friend, what's his friend's name? Wiglaf and Angus. And they have found this dragon egg, and the dragon is hatched, and now the dragon has opened his eyes, and the first thing he sees is Wiglaf, and Angus is so disappointed because Angus wanted this worm, the name that they gave their little baby dragon. He wanted it to be his pet, but he opened his eyes and saw Wiglaf instead and called him Mommy. All right, here we go, chapter 5. I'm sorry, Angus, truly I am, said Wiglaf, as the boys hurried back to the castle for more scrubathon. I never meant for Worm to see me as his mommy. They had left Worm in the hen house, in his nest, tired from all his boinging. Daisy agreed to look after him, but warned Wiglaf that he was getting to be too much for his Igpay Annie. It's not your fault that Worm loves you best, Wiggy, said Angus glumly as they reached the kitchen. Animals love you. It's just that Worm was really starting to like me. It was only luck, said Wiglaf. If Worm had seen you when he opened his eyes, he'd be calling you Mommy. Don't give up on Worm, Angus. He does love you, I can tell. You think? Said Angus. Frypot was handing out buckets of soapy water and scrub brushes. You two are to scrub the statues in the DSA Hall of Fame, Frypot said. He leaned over and added in a whisper, Mordred saves pennies where he can. You know, he's the one who paid for the statues. I wouldn't scrub 'em too hard if I was you lads. Angus and Wiglaf lugged their heavy buckets up the stairs. They stopped in front of the dust-encrusted statues of the DSA founders. I'll scrub Sir Herbert Dungeonstone, said Wiglaf. Then I'll scrub Sir Ichabod Popquiz, said Angus. They started in, but as he cleaned Sir Herbert's dirty face, it seemed to Wiglaf that his brush grew sudsier and sudsier. And what was that smell? He had smelled something like that once, years ago, but what? It seemed to Wiglaf that Sir Herbert's nose was smaller than it had been. Egad, how was that possible? Lancelot's liver, cried Angus from across the hallway. I've scrubbed off Sir Ichabod's ear. Wiglaf felt Sir Herbert's face. It wasn't hard like marble. It felt soft, like what? Uncle Mordred is such a cheapskate, cried Angus. These statues aren't marble. They're carved out of soap. Soap? It all came flooding back to Wiglaf. He had smelled soap the time his father had gone off to buy a new pig trough, and his mother had given him and his 12 brothers a bath. Angus pinched a bit of soap together and molded a new ear for Sir Ichabod. It doesn't look quite like the old ear, does it? He said. Wiglaf looked and saw that this was true. Well, it's the best I can do, Angus said. Then he added, Wiglaf, what if Worm didn't see you for a while? Do you think he might forget about you? Maybe, said Wiglaf, though he hoped it wasn't true. Maybe if Worm sees me, just me, Angus went on, he'll start to like me best. Maybe, said Wiglaf. So why don't I check in on him, said Angus. Just me. Wiglaf nodded. Go on. I'll take back your bucket. He watched Angus hurry down the Hall of Fame. It didn't seem fair. After all, he was the one who wanted to hatch a pipling. But if he stayed away, helped Worm and Angus get closer, then he guessed it would be worth it. Wiglaf finished washing Sir Herbert's boots. Then he picked up the buckets. He was on his way to take them to Frypot when Angus came running down the hall, waving wildly. "Wiggy!" cried Angus. "It's Worm! He's gone!" Wiglaf dropped both buckets. "But where could he go?" "Daisy tried to tell me," said Angus, "but I can't understand her. Wiggy, help!" Back at the hen house, Daisy told Wiglaf exactly what had happened. "Ehe, ounced bay, out ye, ethe, ack bay, or day," cried Daisy, "and they, aye, erdhay, aye, ash play." "Worm bounced out the back door of the hen house," Wiglaf told Angus, "and then Daisy heard a splash." "He's fallen into the moat!" cried Angus. "Come on, Wiggy, we've got to save him." But just then Wiglaf heard, "Mommy!" And there was Worm bouncing toward them. Boing, boing, boing. The hens screeched and scattered as the Pippling bounded around the hen house. He was soaking wet. Pieces of milk grass clung to his scales. Wiglaf thought he was bigger than he'd been just that morning. "Mommy!" purred Worm. He nuzzled Wiglaf. Then, bam! He butted his head into his stomach. "Oof!" Wiglaf grunted. "He's strong." Next, Worm bounced Daisy. Boing, boing! But the pig had had enough. She shot out of the hen house. Wiglaf saw that she was trotting in the direction of the library. The Pippling bounced back to Wiglaf. Boing, boing, boing! "Get the book out, Angus!" cried Wiglaf. "We have to train him." Angus pulled 97 Ways to Train Your Dragon from his pocket. "You do it," he said. "He'll do better if someone he likes trains him." He began to read. Training begins the moment a Pippling is hatched. Training is more than just saying, "No, stop, ow, that really hurts." Training is a way of becoming friends with your Pippling. Being a friend will become important later, when your Pippling turns into a giant fire-breathing monster who can easily bite your head off, set you on fire, and pick up what's left of you in its claws and carry you off to its cave where it will... Wait a minute, where was I? Still, training a dragon Pippling can be fun. All it takes is patience, practice, and getting used to pain. Follow these steps from 1 to 97, and dragon training can be safe too. Well, not safe exactly, but you might live through it. Way number 1. The best time to train your Pippling is when he's hungry, but not too hungry. Way number 2. Keep that first aid kit handy. Way number 3. Buy a supersized tub of burn ointment. Way number 4. Never turn your back on your Pippling. Way number 5. Never show fear. Wiglaf thought Sir Sit-Stay-Heel made training sound scary. He darted a look at Worm. Yikes! The Pippling was shooting flames from his nose. In a minute he would set the straw on fire. "Worm, stop!" cried Wiglaf. He scooped Worm up and held him. The Pippling began licking his cheek. Is there anything on how to stop him from setting things on fire? Angus flipped some pages. "Warnings, warnings," he muttered, flipping page after page. "Ah, here it is. Way 28, flaming. Most Pipplings like to blow flames out their snouts. It makes them feel powerful. Ask yourself, can I turn this scary behavior into something good? My answer is yes. Show your Pippling how to light the candles on the dining table. Let him light your cigar. Let him toast your marshmallows, but don't give him one. To get him started, say, 'Flame on!' When you want him to stop, look him in the eyes and say, 'Flame out!' If you can't get your Pippling to look at you, go to way number 29, eye contact." "Okay," said Wiglaf, "eye contact. That sounded like something he could do. Way number 29. Face your pippling. Wiglaf put Worm down. He faced him. Hold an eel treat to his nose. Wiglaf dug an eel from his pocket. He held it up in front of Worm. If you are right-handed, use your left hand in case the worst should happen. Lefties, use your right. Wiglaf quickly switched hands. Now pull the treat from your pippling's nose directly to your eyes. Wiglaf was about to pull the eel treat toward the eyes when, slurp! The eel disappeared. Wiglaf tried again. Slurp! The same thing happened. Angus checked the book. Ah, he said, listen to this. Did your pippling slurp up the eel right away? If so, go directly to way number 30. Way number 30. As the trainer of a dragon pippling, you must have the right attitude. You are in charge. You are in control. You are the boss. It's all up to you. Now make that pippling behave. Wiglaf nodded. I'm in charge, Worm, he said. He tried to sound stern. Mummy, Worm blurbled. Oh, Worm, Wiglaf laughed. You're so funny. Mummy, Mummy! Worm snatched another eel treat. Slurp! Angus put the book down. Wiglaf, you're hopeless, he said. Wiglaf nodded. I'm just not the bossy type. Here, Angus handed Wiglaf the book. Let me try. But before Angus could dig an eel out of his pocket, Worm bounced off toward the back of the hen house. Worm, stop! Cried Angus. The boys chased after the little dragon, who wriggled through a sizable hole in the castle wall. The boys wriggled through the hole too. On the other side, Wiglaf put up a hand to shade his eyes from the sun. He looked in the moat. I don't see him. Do you? No, but here comes Uncle Mordred. I hope he doesn't see him either. And that's the end of chapter 5. Tune back in tomorrow for chapter 6.